63, editorial, lockdown.
Our scores for image 63. All right, we're going to talk about this. We have scores ranging from excellence all the way to not accepted. I'm going to start with Brian.
I judge this as excellent. This says everything that anybody needs to know about the last year. This is editorial. This is one of the saddest things that we saw happen. This is the kids being affected. It has great impact. It has vision. Technically, it's amazing, and the composition. Some of you will call it bullseye, but I think it's just so bang on. I would like to see some other judges think of it the way that I look at it.
Okay, Rick?
Yeah, I gave it non-accepted, but I honestly did not see the locks at the top, so I can understand how it became locked down. I had an issue with the background. I thought it fought with the good quality of the swing set. I can see me coming up.
David?
Yeah, can you hear Cat Stevens? Well, I can't say that. Where the children play. Sorry, that went flat. I agree with Brian. I gave it a merit, and I'm going to go up. And I think that the composition is exquisite. It is, and even the use of the little gold band around the outside, I think holds it in very nicely. And it does speak profoundly to anybody with children during the last year, for sure.
David, James, or Mark, do you have anything to add? Mark, go ahead.
So I actually scored this as accepted. I'm actually struggling with going further, and while I hear some of the emotional connections to speaks to where we're at, I think we need to stop emotionally connecting what's happened in our lives to this image in front of us. This image, the lens choice is wrong. They needed a longer lens, they needed to step back, and they needed to create more separation between the swings and the lock and the background. We're losing the subject matter in front of that. I think it's a great concept. I think we're the makers partway there, but I think technically, I don't want to reward the maker for pulling on our heartstrings with what's gone on in our life by rewarding an image that if we hadn't gone through COVID, we probably wouldn't feel the same way about this image.
David, James, do you have anything?
I was not accepted. I agree with Mark's comments. I would echo those entirely. And I think it's just the impact. I mean, the image standing on its own isn't there. I think even flipping it to black and white or something like that, it's just there's bright colors. It's got happy colors in it. It's got all these different details. You got the chain link, and then you've got this, beautiful bright forest that's sort of seen behind, and there's just sort of a mismatch. It needs to be stark or something to get the story through, and I don't find that in this.
Okay, so that's an automatic challenge because you were all over the map. Can I have a rescore? Okay, so we have 2 excellents, 2 accepted, 1 not accepted. We're averaging 2 accepted. Charles, confirm with that one.
I mean, you have to go with majority score. It's just a big hole between accepted and excellent.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could maybe hold this image back and recall it later in the day, and
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to my list.
maybe judges will come with a different opinion.
Okay.
Editorial, lockdown.
So we're bringing this back. We're a little all over the map again. We need to have a little bit more of a discussion. So we had pretty much the full range of scores here. We would like to start a discussion about it. And no, you cannot start, Brian. But David, you can start.
Oh, Brian, okay, I'll start, sure. There a couple of, actually, I wrote down a couple of points in terms of, one comment was that we are taking our current emotion into this image. Well, what the hell is photography about? What are we aren't we trying to speak to what our situation is, our reality is? I think that there was another comment was the colorful background. Well, that swing tied up set stands out from that background, and the colorful aspect again, it speaks to what we're missing in this current environment that we're living in. So all those elements, I think, that were a concern, brought up as a concern, actually add to the strength of the image. The composition of the image is just, to me, outstanding. It's just beautiful the way it's laid out. Yeah, that's all I've got for now. Thank you.
Okay. Jen?
Yeah, so I wasn't on the panel when this was brought up, but I did have some thoughts. I know it's an emotional connection to kind of what's going on in the world right now. For me, I thought that this image could have been stronger as an image itself, because my emotional connection to what's been going on the last year has not been like, it's been vital signs. It's been working with people that are declining because of the pandemic. So it's kind of an interesting, like, I do have an emotional connection to it, but my connection is so different. And it's like, you know what, yes, we've all been missing out, but my connection to this whole pandemic thing has been very different. So I was able to see the image for what it is without kind of that emotional connection to what we're missing, because I've just been so freaking busy this year. So if I were the maker of this image, I probably would have used a more shallow depth of field and really honed in on that lock portion of the swings. Like, there is an emotional connection, but there's a lot more context to this story that we're all connecting to than just this.
David James?
I found, I think the situation is there, but it hasn't been exploited enough. It seems it should be more stark. It should be maybe a little more obvious in the lock, and depth of field would definitely have ruled out, some of the background, which is taking it away. There's just a lot of elements there that are taking away from the real key point and the starkness and such of it. And I think the rest has probably been said.
Brian?
I think David McCammon, or I know David McCammon, said something that really grated on me when it came up initially, and that was the emotional part. And to me, every image that we look at with our emotions. Our emotions are reflected in our photography. So I'm not removing emotion from the way that I look at images, and I think it's really important to include that in here. I'm not sure that I need to re-say everything that I said the first time that we looked at this image, but I strongly believe that the mayor or that the creator needs to be awarded with an excellence on this because this is really an excellent image. The background needs to be there because this is a kid's swing and a kid's park, and that fence needs to be there for the same reason. And I don't find them objectionable. I would like to see this image be scored appropriately for the maker. Thank you.
Rick, do you have anything to add?
No, I've listened to the other judges and I'll adjust my score.
Did everyone get a chance to speak? I think. Okay, can I have a rescore?
No, I did not.
You did not. Okay, I felt like I was missing somebody. Go for it.
And I'll take that bullet from Brian. I was the one who kind of chastised everyone for the emotional commitment to the image. I still stand behind. I hear, and I'm actually being swayed. I was actually at not accepted, and I'm being swayed up a little bit. I still feel like the lens choice probably wasn't the best choice to tell the story and make this technically a stronger image, but I won't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Okay, can I have a rescore, please? Remembering if you were on the panel or not. Oh yeah, Jen, you were not. Thank you. We're getting a little closer in life. We have 2 excellence, 2 merits, 2 accepted. Does that make sense? Oh no, Rick, you sent me twice. That's why. Okay, hold on. We have 2 excellence, 1 merit, 2 accepted, averaging out to a merit.
Yeah. Cool.
And that is it for recalls today, and that is it for our day. So thanks to our audience. We'll see you tomorrow